Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to.
Hello all, and this is Truthslayer, and as the title says, this is a review of ROH Live in Tokyo DVD that I got last week. Getting around to reviewing it right now. I got it, and I got the Osaka show. I will do a little, if I have time, I'll do somewhat of a review of the Osaka show. But let's do this one. First, this took place in Tokyo. This was the debut show of Ring of Honor in Japan. And first thing you'll notice if you get this DVD is the production values. The production values are much better on this than probably any other Ring of Honor DVD you will ever see, because I believe it was Tokyo. I believe it was TV Tokyo that did some of the videotaping and some of the editing for this, so it does have some stuff in it that you won't normally see, some editing things you won't normally see in a Ring of Honor DVD. But that's one of the things you will notice as if you get this. And so just to let you know, but let's get started. The first match of the evening was Jack Evans and Kotaro Suzuki versus Rocky Romero and Davey Richards. This was not a bad opener at all. My only problem was Suzuki being in this match, and I will explain that later on in the card. I think he should have been in another match on the card, but I'll get to that. But my only other problem, this was pretty good. This is what you would expect. It was basically no remorse, beating up on Jack Evans a little bit and twisting him into knots and doing all the things that, you know, Jack Evans, you can do to Jack Evans. But this was okay. My only problem with this match was there wasn't enough Suzuki in the match. I would have liked to have seen him some more in it, but we didn't get that. But so I was kind of disappointed in it. I don't understand why you would book this match the way they did, where Suzuki wasn't in the match very long, or at least it didn't seem that way. He may have been, and I watched it twice, and both times it just didn't seem like he was in the ring very long. I didn't time it, but it was okay. For that, it really took a lot of it out for me, so I'll give this 2.5 stars, because I think it was good, but it was really bugged me. It didn't seem so much a tag match as it did a 2-on-1 match, to be completely honest. The next match we had were two guys that most of you have probably never heard of, Tenanachi and Ito from Pro Wrestling Noah. This was basically supposed to be like two young lions from, or two up-and-comers from Pro Wrestling Noah, putting on kind of a demonstration. And I didn't mind this, except that in my opinion it went a little too long, and also it was kind of boring, because these aren't two guys that most people know. I think you would have done a better job if you would have stuck these guys in a tag team with two of the other kind of young guys in ROH. I think it would have been done a lot better, and I think it would have worked better, but having both of them wrestle just didn't work for me very much at all. I'm sure this had a lot to do with, you know, them being able to put the card, and Noah probably wanted to showcase these guys a little bit. Neither of them was bad, but they were both just kind of okay, and so this was just kind of an okay match. Definition of an okay match, I give this 2 stars. Then we had BJ Whitmer versus Jimmy Rave. As most of you know, I'm not a big Jimmy Rave fan. BJ's okay in my opinion. This was okay. This was okay to good. BJ tried to get the fans into it a little bit, which was kind of funny, because, you know, that's not something you normally see in a Japanese show. But the fans did seem to really enjoy this, and the fans did seem to try to make this as much of a Ring of Honor show as they could, which was kind of interesting and fun to see, which I'll get to later. But this was okay. Nothing really to write home about. 2.5 stars. Then we got Bryan Danielson versus Joe Shinzaki. Wow, this rocked. This went on this was a long match, but it was fun, and this had psychology written all over it. Basically, this was the match. Bryan worked on Shinzaki's arm. Shinzaki basically chopping Danielson at the start of the match with very much, you know, stiff chops, and then near the end, after Danielson had been working on the arm, he'd chop him, and it hurt his arm so bad that he couldn't chop him anymore, so he turned around and started chopping with his left hand. It was great. It's things like that I really like, and this was just really fun, really good. Danielson did the top rope dive into the crowd, which he doesn't always do. This was just fun. This was good. This was without a doubt the best match I've seen in probably a year. Easy. I just loved this. I actually liked this better than the Briscoes Motor City Machine Guns tag match, believe it or not. Yeah, so this right here is my new match of the year, because this was, wow. I really liked this. I had to watch this twice just to go, is that as good as I thought it was? So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Then we went to Fight Without Honor, which basically means no disqualifications, pinfalls, count anywhere. Roderick Strong versus Delirious. This was fun. This was about what all of Roderick Strong versus Delirious has been, about 3 stars. Nothing, you know, nothing great, nothing go out of your way to see. Except there is a spot which, if you get this DVD, you need to watch. It's worth watching this match for. I won't say what it is because it'll ruin it for you. Because when they do it, even the announcers are just kind of like, when it happens, it's just kind of like, wow, did that just happen? That it was really good. But I would give that 3 stars, which is about, you know, what they. Well, now you know what? I'll give that a little bit better, because this was definitely the best match they've had so far. So I'll go 3.5 stars. Then we had the All-Star 6-man tag, which was Morofuji, J. Mark Briscoe versus Matt Sydal, Ricky Marvin, and Atsushi Oki. I can never pronounce his name. Who is a junior heavyweight in Noah, and one of the better ones at that. Now this is where I thought they should have put Suzuki. He normally tags with Ricky Marvin, and Ricky Marvin and him are the ones that beat J. Mark Briscoe for the Noah Junior Heavyweight Tag Titles. So I think they would have been a better fit here, and then put Aoki in with Jack Evans. I think it would have worked better. I think the match would have came off better that way. But this wasn't a bad match, but it was just missing something. Originally, Kenta was supposed to be in this match, and they had to work things around because Kenta got hurt the night before. But this was still, it was good. You know, I'd definitely go 3.25 stars, but it was just missing something. It was just kind of there. Then we had Morishima versus Nigel McGuinness. This, of course, bit of a rematch from Fighting Spirit. Fighting Spirit, as most of you know, was my match of the year for quite a while. And I actually like this match better than that match. Didn't like it as much as Motor City Machine Guns and the Briscoes, and definitely didn't like it as much as Danielson versus Shinsuke. Shiozaki. Man, I cannot pronounce his name to save my life. But still, this was really good. It was stiff. It was definitely, it had a lot better spots in it than what we'd seen in the Fighting Spirit match. I really like this. I like both these guys, so I enjoyed this a lot. This was just a really good match, and overall a really good DVD in my opinion. I had heard some mixed reviews about this. After watching it, I was just not blown away, but definitely I think this is worth getting and worth checking out. So there you go. This was, of course, the first night of ROH in Japan, and then came this, which is the Osaka show. That was the Noah show. This was the Dragon Gate show. The Osaka show you can skip. It was kind of a letdown, to be honest. It wasn't very good. There was maybe two good matches on there. Nothing great. Nothing I would say go out of your way to see. Probably the worst show I have seen all year from Ring of Honor. Though I do try to get the best shows, which I've said on here before. But that's definitely a match you can. That's definitely a DVD I think you can skip unless you want to see both shows in Japan, which I have no problem with that. But anyways, that's all for this one. The Tokyo show I would definitely give probably an 8.5 to, just because it has 2 match of the year contenders, legit match of the year contenders in my mind, and I did enjoy it a lot. And the Osaka show I would give probably a 6.5 to. So there you go. I'm out. Have a good one.